All right, what's going on, everybody? So, Yoshida was doing an interview with an Indonesian gaming site, Jagat Play or Jagat Play, and he stated that Sony actually did withhold gaming content and announcements for future conferences. Most likely PSX, Tokyo Game Show is a possibility, Gamescom is a possibility, but they don't really participate in Tokyo Game Show and Gamescom as much. So even though he didn't outright say it, he pretty much meant PSX. Right? Now here's the thing, right? I'm just reporting to you what he said. I don't in no way necessarily agree with this. I don't defend this at all. This doesn't excuse a lackluster, underwhelming, disappointing conference that they had. Like I said, I felt like their conference was decent, but it was still underwhelming, especially what we expected from Sony, right? We expected a lot more, and we were wondering like, where's Sucker Punch's new IP? Where's The Last of Us 2? A lot of us, drew our own conclusions. This is what they're doing. They have to be, just holding out for PSX, which doesn't make much sense to me, simply because numbers, the optics of it. PSX does great numbers, no doubt about it. But I don't know the exact numbers, but I will bet anything that E3 obviously gets much more viewers than PSX. That's something we all can just acknowledge. I don't think we gotta look at the numbers. That's pretty obvious. So if you can have a chance to show off these games at the E3 stage, you should do it. You should do it at both. Just have separate gameplay content. I guess there might have been an article or two saying that these games that weren't exactly still ready to be shown, but I don't know. I think there was something you probably could have shown. But what this could also mean something for the release date of these games. If they're not showing it at this E3, right? This could possibly mean that they intend to show it at PSX, and the release date for these games may be after the next E3, which means they would still show it at the next E3 because it's releasing after that one. That's what it might mean. You might have to conclude that's what it is, because Last of Us, that's not coming out early next year. So it's probably going to be at next year's E3. I think that's safe to say. Sucker Punch's new IP, we haven't seen anything of that at all. Let's say they premiered at PSX, they're definitely damn sure going to show it at E3 again. So it definitely says something about the release date of these games. But nevertheless, I don't think it excuses their conference. We don't judge conferences based on like, oh, okay, your rationale or your excuse that you're going to withhold and save it for something else. No, we don't account for that. We just care about what you show at the actual conference. And that conference was, a little disappointing, like I said. So, that is what it is. I don't think it was the best decision, but that's what they decided to do. So yeah, I mean it's interesting because now going forward, you're gonna think about, okay, Sony has PSX now, so every E3 that comes, you're gonna be like, okay, there's probably something at this E3. There's probably something that's not going to be shown at this E3 that we want. Like every time we make the predictions and speculation, we always going to have to account for, okay, there's going to be PSX at the end of the year. There's going to be something they're definitely not going to show. Right? So that will hurt their E3 conferences, and I guess the review and the optics of their E3, because you can always assume they're going to save something. This year they saved a lot, apparently, some major things for PSX. So in the future, you can pretty much assume that their E3 conferences are going to be less than what they should be simply because PSX now exists. So yeah. All right, so that's it. Let me know what y'all think about their decision and Yoshida claiming that they held back content for PSX. All right. Let me know what y'all think. I'm out of here. Peace.